This is one of the most exciting races in Ohio, and definitely it has such an interesting character to it. You go through amazing rural spots and also through some of the state's hidden secret best state parks. So we have a 5-person team. Of course, this race you can have either a 10-person or a 5-person team, and it's just a mixture of friends. I like it because it pushes you, but also you're able to be laid back to a degree and like have fun with cheering on the other runners out there.
I'm Dave Huggins, race director of the Buck 50, one of the founders of this event. We are raising money through sponsorships and runner entry fees to support the Drug Free Clubs of America program. This race is just broken down into small pieces. You don't have to be an ultra marathoner. You don't have to run 150 miles. You don't have to run a marathon, and you don't even have to run a half marathon. You need to run about 5 miles, 3 different times over about, a 6 or 8 hour break between them.
I'm Stacy Porter. I'm with the Ovaries Before Broveries. We have 10 female runners. I've been either a driver or a runner in every Buck 50 since they started. This one I'm actually driving and buddy running. You have to show that you have vest and headlamps when you check in, and you have to sign a waiver. And then you always have to have a first aid kit in each van. One of the things I love about this race is they're constantly looking to get better. And this year they have the tracker that's a belt that you pass off at each checkpoint. And it allows people in the community, your teammates, to track you as you're running through the course. So
it's 150 miles, all in Ross County. We go through 3 state parks, 1 national park, 3 high school campuses, 1 college campus, different churches, businesses, civic groups. Man those checkpoints, support these runners. We got bands out there playing. We got people making food. They're passing out water. They're making signs. I mean, it really is something that's changing lives, to the nth degree.
this race means a lot to me. I've had a family member that struggled on and off with drugs throughout the last 25 years.
The Buck 50 is made for to keep kids off of drugs, and our community is in desperate need of that. And when Dave Huggins and his team came up with that over 7 years ago and came up with this great plan, there were a lot of people that wanted to back it. I come from a family that also has had drug addiction problems in the past, so this hits home a little deeper.
We started really learning about this drug epidemic, which I was pretty ignorant to and didn't really understand how people and families were being affected. As a parent and someone who has 2 children, I started to understand pretty quickly that if we invest in our youth and we show them a different path than some of the generations that's been there prior to them, we could work our way out of this drug epidemic and celebrate them for making the right decision, not penalizing them, not scaring them, but through education and positive peer pressure.
At Huntington High School, we have a drug-free club chapter, and we usually have over 80% of our students enrolled in drug-free club, and our students understand that the Buck 50 supports the drug-free club and makes it possible for us to have our activities and do the things that we do with Drug-Free Club to get kids to think about their choices and having healthy lifestyles, and all that is made possible because of the Buck 50.
A lot of people have lost people that way, and it's been in very difficult situations. So to me, I think that, nothing better than helping youth in our community and those families that have been impacted by this. So it's been great. There's something so different about this event, and you see the families along the way. There's, lanterns and special moments, and it's really a bonding experience.
About to have our second leg of this Buck 50. I'm feeling good, man. Our first runner's running better than we expected, and now it's my turn to step up for the team. I think the weather over the next 24 hours is going to be interesting. When you get back into those woods, it's going to be interesting, but it's all about having fun with everybody, and it's for a great cause, so that's why we're here.
I'm not gonna lie. But when you're done, that sense of pride and the fact that you've given back and this isn't about you, this is about your team and your community, is just something that's completely irreplaceable.
For me, I've known kids who have said things like, you know, this club saved my life because all my moms and dads, my aunts and uncles, they all have been addicted to drugs. Or I know kids who are living with grandparents because both their parents have passed through this drug epidemic and they feel like they now have a place and a part. Like, I'll do anything for those kids. And, you know, these runners are kind of the same way. Like, I've been able to see people who never ran before, and now they pour their heart and soul into this thing and run their guts out, and they're hurting and it's painful, but they're trying to help their teammates. And so for me, it's like anything else. You can quit or you can just figure out a way to get it done. And so it doesn't really even matter to me what the challenge is or what shows up. We'll figure it out. We got a great community. I got a great team. I have a great board.
I'm from Columbus, so I don't get to train with as crazy of terrain out here. So I try and just do a little bit more distance. It's a little bit flatter out there. And then once I get out here, it's just a matter of battling the hills out here compared to the flat land. So too, I know we're supposed to get rain this morning and tonight. So I'm like, it's going to make my last leg's all trails and it's 6 miles. So it's going to be kind of chaos running through the mud and stuff.
The hills are challenging, but you know, you get a blister, you get something, you need to be prepared for like getting through the whole event. My training regimen is kind of upping my miles that I normally do. Then I start to do back-to-back runs as it gets closer to the race.
I like to run 2 or 3 hours, 3 days a week, and I don't do much speed anymore. I should. I don't like feeling totally exhausted, and that's what I feel doing these legs right now.
The running world is a very small community. After you get to know one runner, you make connections throughout the whole community, and this brings in people from all over, and I really look forward to just at all the big stops and the van changes, running into all those friends that you haven't seen for a year or so.
We were working to keep runners safe by, you know, keeping them on some side streets or roads less traveled. For any higher, you know, roads that have more traffic, we have signs out slowing people down. And those law enforcement officers are willing to come out and give us a hand. We work with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. We work with the Ross County Sheriff's Department. We work with the Chillicothe Police Department. We work with the ODNR officers. It's a long list of people and permits and meetings, but they've all been very generous with their time and information to help us pull this thing off.
How was it out there?
It's good. That last mile was a little touch and go.
Yeah? Any challenges that you didn't foresee ahead of time?
No, not really. I knew it was going to be long, and it was long, but got a little downhill. Of course, it was into the wind. Like, everybody's supportive at the checkpoints here, start and finish. You know, when somebody passes you or you pass them, it's always, hey, good job, keep it up. So, yeah, it's great, man.
It was brutal, to say the least. Leg 3 is no joke. Leg 3 is difficult, it's pain, but it's very rewarding in the end. It is the camaraderie for sure, and the whole atmosphere, bringing a lot of people together for one common goal.
Just having fun with my friends.
Tell me a little bit about the camaraderie.
Oh, it's good for now, but we'll see how we do when we smell in a van for 20 hours.
It's tough out there, especially I think the weather overnight I think is maybe going to be a little rainy, and just going over the roots and rocks might be a little trickier than normal. Got some jitters, but I think once I get this first leg done, it'll just be pure excitement.
I love trail running the most. Trail running I love. The one I'm doing tonight, yeah, leg 13. It's going through the Great Seal Park. Fantastic leg. Love it.
Don't do small. That's kind of our back end motto of the Buck 50. If you're gonna go, man, go big. You know, go big, go home, don't do small. Put everything you have into it, take risks, and you'll get a heck of a reward when you're done.
I think it's just the chaos of just running in and out between going back and sleeping for a couple hours and going running at 2 in the morning. It's kind of chaotic. There's nothing I've done that's like it before.
Right, there's nothing like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about this weather?
We've never had this before, so something different.
How you feeling? I'm feeling all right. We'll see.
until you're here 5 or 6 miles. Right now it feels great, but we'll see. We got to make sure to get warm after this, and I think it'll be all right.
It's happiness. It comes with a lot of fear when it comes to the middle of the night racing. The leg 18 is probably the most scary, I think, but it's only because you're in the deep seat of the woods. Everything's scurrying around you, and I feel like it just makes you put your wheels into a little bit higher of a gear so that you can get done with it, because it's a beautiful run, but at night it's nice and dark.
Oh, I love the nighttime runs.
I do too. I think there's nothing like somebody else on your team rolling. You start to see their flashing lights during the night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they start to get bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden they come weaving out through the woods, through like Great Seal or Tar Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you just never know what you're gonna get. I mean, weather throws curves at you. The trails are gonna be muddy.
How you feeling right about now?
I'm pretty nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did all the training, but you just start to wonder when you're standing right here, just like the camaraderie of just being in the band together and hanging out and just having fun.
I think it's more of a mental game in your head, so as long as I can get through those barriers, I think I'll be just fine. So we've been out here since about 3:30, and we're from the Chillicothe VA Medical Center, and we're here dedicated to the runners, rain or shine, obviously. So we're probably going to be here until the last runner is done, because that's what we're here for, to cheer them on and make sure that they can park. We've been parking this whole time, but I think it's really awesome that we have so many people come from so many different areas to participate in something like this, and the dedication that they show, and the participants. And it's raining, it's cold, and these runners act like it's nothing. So they definitely are stronger than I am. So it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of veterans out here too, so that's awesome to be able to support our veteran population as well.
Legs feel great, not sore like I thought it was going to be going up that that last hill. So yeah, I'm excited to get going on this one. Nice little 4-mile stretch.
Just being up all night, not getting any sleep, even though you prepared physically for it, mentally, it's the just to wear on your body, your mind, and just trying to just get exhausted just from being out there.
You need coffee or something. If you're not used to being up at weird times of the night, you have to be ready for that, but your nerves are gonna kick in.
We've been given so much leniency by all these property owners that allow us to use their facility for 6 or 8 hours while runners are coming through there. It's that synergy of having a whole community working to be healthier through running, working to be healthier through helping our kids. It's like a family out there. Everyone are supporting each other. We have people doing group runs throughout the winter and the spring as we get closer. We have a Facebook group like, hey, let's go out and run leg 17 today. And so 12 people who are maybe mildly acquainted just go out and have some fellowship through running.
The camaraderie that you get, the excitement that you get, mixed with the exhaustion that you feel is really powerful. This is a volunteer race. So there's probably as many volunteers here as there are runners, which is a testament to this community. It's just amazing that it comes together every year.
It's nice to support. I am not a big runner, but I'm very impressed and awe of what they do, the endurance, how much practice they do and time they put into it leading up, and just the teamwork, and in general, what the event is for, is helping the community and the county. So it's really great to support in that way.
We also have another co-worker that runs it every year.
Yeah.
So they got us involved, and this is our 3rd year.
And we're kind of chicken to go run, so we figure we'd volunteer because we're not, we're kind of scared to go run.
We don't want to run at night.
It's kind of exciting watching, this many people come out to compete and push themselves, because it's a pretty challenging race, I've heard. So
we set this up. We've had this checkpoint since the beginning. We named it Charlie's Checkpoint, so we bring the Golden Doodle out. The runners love to, meet him when they come through. It's just get an extra, hug from him. And then we have biscuits and gravy and all kinds of snacks for the runners and the drivers, and we love it. We have a great team.
We have people like Adena Health Systems. They're our presenting sponsor. We have people like Nationwide Insurance, Michelob Ultra, the Ross County Farm Bureau. Those are super meaningful, and that's how we survive. We raised $1.5 million over the course of the first 6.5 years of this event. $700,000 that's gone to the kids, which we're pretty pumped about, And we can now show the data through these reviews and essays that the kids do that it's working.
How do you keep morale high during an event like this?
Scream my head off, and as a driver, you gotta be motivator and scream your head off and control the playlist. I loved it. This is the first year that I've been able to participate with my friends, hanging out with the girls this whole time. It's been great. We have, a lot of us have families and, things going on in our lives. So it's nice to get this time where it's just us, even if we're sleep deprived and, running on fumes. It's still great to get this time with them.
I like to think this is the greatest relay race in the country, but you've got to come and experience it. People come back once this is a part of their running calendar. They're with us every spring.
This year's personal experience was a little wet. The rain overnight made it very challenging. It got really, really cold. We made it through, and after the sun came up, it definitely got a lot easier. What's nice about this race is there's a good mix of road and trail. My first couple legs were relatively flat on the road, and then I had a mix of legs on the trail with some good incline, and that helps to spread out the pain. So I'm doing okay right now, other than being tired, of course.
We got rained on for a good 6 or 7 hours last night, and it wasn't a warm, gentle rain. It was a driving, cold, nasty rain. And
the rain was a new battle. I've never ran in rain like that. In my second leg, I was running in the pouring rain. So that mentally got me a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was an experience, and at the end, I was like, okay, keep going, I guess. I get really competitive, so I just wanted to pass everybody that was in front of me. I don't know if anybody's told you about kills, so I just wanted to get as many kills as I could, and kind of wanted to cry a moment, and then I was like, well, I'm halfway there, let's go. So yeah, so this is my first time being runner 8, and Tar Hollow surprised me. It was super challenging. I ran a lot of the legs I've ran. I've been runner 1, I've been runner 6, 9, and 10, so 8 was new for me. And I always thought 6 was the toughest run, 26, leg 18, I think has it beat.
What are you guys looking forward to the most once this is all over?
A real meal.
Yeah, real food.
Champagne. We always bring a bottle of champagne.
It kind of fires me up, honestly, for the rest of the year and the events ahead too, because it challenges you to run faster than you normally would for that kind of distance, because you're running shorter segments, so you can run fast in those shorter segments. Really neat seeing just the change of from going into the darkness and then coming in with the sunrise.
The wee hours of the morning, it felt like it would never end, and then it was so good when the sun finally came up, and now it's a beautiful day. We'll use this as a kind of a booster for future races, think, yeah, we can get through rough times.
It's for a great cause. You always get a lot of good stories out of it, and in the moment, there's times where you're like, why am I doing this? But when you're done, it's like, that was really fun. And when do we get to do the next one?
If someone was wanting to learn more about the Buck 50, the first thing I'd tell them to do is, check out our website. We have all the maps. Our guidebook tells you step by step how to assemble a team, what are the rules of the race, how to train for the race, how it's broken up. So if you're runner 1, you'd run leg 1, 11, and 21. Encourage them to, of course, follow us on social media and check out the Buck 50 Runners Group. That's a private group that continues to grow. Anything someone needs to know, they can always email me at dave@thebuck50.com, and we'll knock it out and I'll answer any question you have.